Welcome back, game developers. Today we're going to be extending off of our previous realistic door tutorial and going to be fixing some of the rotations and auto close system with the door while also creating the sound functionality for the door. Before we get into it, if you guys have not seen the first part to this realistic door tutorial series, there will be a card actually on the top right of your screen right now to catch up and follow along. Also, it would mean a lot if you guys could like, subscribe, and comment down below some more tutorials you guys would like to see in the future. And one final thing, I actually just made a Discord server for our community here on the Code Things channel. It's still pretty small, but we are fairly active and love to talk all things development. If you guys need any help with any of the tutorials or assistance or just want to chat about game development, it's a great place to talk. So the link to join and chat with everyone is down below. All right, let's get straight into the tutorial. So the first thing we want to do is actually go into our content folder, into our door folder, and then let's create a new folder actually called audio. In this folder, we're going to actually have 3 different audio files. The files I got were from freesound.org. You can find a whole bunch of files here. You can look up, or sound files here. You can look up door open, door close, door creak, whatever you want. But basically, we need 3 different sound effects for when it is opening, when it is partially open, and when it's closed. So right here I have some of the ones that I found. Partially open, when it's fully open, and when it's closed. So I'm gonna import these files. Remember that if you're importing any sound effect files, they need to be .wav files, they need to be .wav. I'm gonna save all those, great. So now we have all of our sound effects that we wanna use for our door. I'll let you actually listen to them real quick. Great, so now let's actually go into our blueprint_door and start creating this door sound system that we want. So let's find the open spot anywhere you really want to, and we can look up custom event to get a custom event that we can call whenever we want. And let's call it door state sounds. Great, so now we have a custom event that we're gonna use to call specific sounds. So what we're gonna wanna do is go off of this and basically get a switch on enum, but the enum is gonna be door states. So we could do switch on door states, and off of this we're going to want to call the sound effect from the specific location, or for these specific states. So let's do play sound at location, and what we can do is we can get actor location because we want it to be we want it to be at the door, so we can just grab that get actor location function, and then we can basically duplicate this 3 different times for all the 3 different states and just connect the location like so. And we're also going to want to connect the partially open to that one and the open to this one. Great, so now let's set it up so it's all even and looks a lot better. So now that we've connected the actor location, now we want to assign specific sounds for each of these. So for closed, we actually want to do the open SFX. That's what I called it, at least, just your open sound. Then we want to do the partially open sound. And then we want to do the closed sound. That's because the way that our enumeration is basically set up, you want to, once it's closed, we're gonna then open. Once it's partially open, we wanna play partially open. And when it's open, you wanna close. So now that we have this set up, we want to make sure that we can actually hear these sounds. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our is interacting with door custom event that we made last time. And we want to call right here, door state sounds. Perfect, like so. We can then compile and save and go to our first person map and press play. And if we go towards our door and open, you can hear the open sound effect. And if we open completely, you can hear the open all the way. Also, that's the footsteps of that person right there. And then if we close, you can hear the closed. Now, what you can see also though, is that the door doesn't actually close all the way. And this is something I missed in the last tutorial. So if you open, and then if you go through and close, it does sometimes and it doesn't other times. It's a little strange. I'm not, like, you can see it's a little slanted, and it's not doing it completely. So if I show you from this angle, it's slanted. And so let's actually fix that right now. So the way that we're gonna fix that is we're gonna actually have to go into our, where is it? Our handle door section, our handle door custom event. And it's all based off of this, off of open. We need to adjust this value because apparently it's not actually 0. I was tinkering with it for a while and I'm not really 100% sure why. It's gotta be some multiplication thing here that's like making this number not really add up correctly. But we need to do a little bit of a different value in order to set it to actually be closed fully. So yeah, let's get into that now. So let's move some of these things over. Let's actually real quick, let's put a comment on this. Let's just call it door sounds, and let's grab this same color, copy this color, and then paste it and move it over here just to stay organized. Then we can pull this out a little bit more, or actually we kind of need to pull it down, not out. So let's move this down, move this back, and pull this down. Great. So now we have the space that we need. We essentially just need to make an if statement to decide whether we're going and looking from this side or this side, because it's not one flat 0 value. Apparently it's actually 5 and -5. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go into this event graph, and we're going to want to delete this, and we can just create an if statement. And off of this if statement, we're going to want to see if the door side to open, which is this value right here, we're going to want to see if it's 1 or -1 essentially, because that will decide whether we're looking at it from one side or the other side. So let's do like so. We're going to go to the branch, and we're going to say door side to, let's just do it this way. Let's get door side, door open side, and we're going to see if it's equal to 1. And if it's equal to 1, we can set this up like so. If it's equal to 1, what that means is we're going to want to open it from a certain side. So we can copy this, go off of true, and then we want to set the door rotation to be -5. And then if it's false, we don't have to make another if state to say, oh, if it's -1, because it's only going to be 1 or -1. So if it's false, that means it's -1. So we're going to want that to be +5. Great. And so now if you compile and save, and if you actually go to look at the door now, if we do the exact same thing, if we just open again, and then close, you'll see it goes to be completely closed. The same is true for the other side. So if we open, partially open all the way, and then close, it closes completely. So it fixes the system. So if you do that, it won't matter anymore. Now it'll always do that. Now, one thing that actually still isn't working is the auto close functionality. When we walk through doors, they're supposed to automatically close, but as of right now, they don't. They stay open. So we're gonna actually fix that as well. The first thing that we want to do is go and go back to our BP_door, and let's go into the auto close space. So let's actually move this over so we have more room, because we actually need to do a little bit to this. So what we can do is we can keep all of this for this branch, for this if statement, these conditionals, but we need to change a couple of things. We need to change from this NOR to actually be an OR bool, because for some reason right now it only works when it's an OR, and last time it worked when it was an OR. I'm not sure what really changed, but now it only works when it's an OR. Additionally, everything after this true we can get rid of for right now, because we're going to be overriding that with new functionalities. So what we want to do is we want to create a custom event. We can create it inside this comment because it's going to be a part of the automatic door closing. And if you want, you can just call it, I'm going to call it auto closed door. Great, so now we have this custom event, and inside this custom event, we're going to want to first play the sound of closing the door. So what we can do is we can do play sound at location, and we can get actor location like we did earlier for the location, and then we can get the close sound effect for the closed. Great, so now we have the first step. Next, we want to make it so we actually have the door closing behind us. Thankfully, we have a functionality that we created last time that actually handles some of the door closing, or most of the door closing. So this functionality right here is called handle rotation. It handles the rotation of the door by interpolating it through interpolation speed and changing it from one rotation to the next. So what we can do is we can copy all of this except for the function, and except for the get world delta seconds. That doesn't work here. So we need to copy and then move it over here. And then connect this like so, move it all up, and we can organize this really quickly. Great, and so now we have the two main things we want. We can play the sound and rotate the door, but we need to change this right here. So the delta time will actually be 5. I found this is a pretty good speed for us. This is a pretty good time. So if we compile and save, and also comment on this and maybe make it like closing door functionality. that's good. And then make this comment actually fit well, paste this, or oops, I guess I have to copy this again and then paste it. Now we have the main thing that we can determine for closing the door. So also we want to make sure we have a couple of things so we can decide if it always closes or if it only closes sometimes. So let's actually create a Boolean, and we're going to call it, we can call it auto close ? And this is going to be a public Boolean, and we want to make sure, yeah, it's instance editable. Compile and save it, and we want to change the category to be like door behavior, because this will be per door basis. You can decide if you want to have it auto closing or not auto closing. So we're also going to create another Boolean, and it's going to be auto close activated, just to check and see if it's activated or not. We can put that in door behavior as well, but this one is not going to be a public and accessible value because it's kind of more for us to check and see if the door auto close was activated or not. Both of these are going to be false by default, and yeah, so they're both going to be false by default. And then now the last thing that we want to do is go off of this true statement, and we want to make it so we can actually do something. So doors won't close immediately after you exit the trigger because it would probably be too fast. So what we can do is we can create a little bit of a delay, not too much. Let's create 0.5, so half a second of a delay. And then we want to call this function right here. So we'll auto close door, and then we will get our auto close activated. We want to set it to true here. In a second, I'm going to explain what that actually is doing, but just so we have a picture, this is the entire automatic door closing functionality right here. This is everything you need, but one more thing you do need to change is the is interacting with door. So what we can do is, it's pretty simple. We can just move this over like so, and then start actually changing some of the logic. So the first thing we want to check when we're interacting with the door is if we are if the auto close functionality for this door is true. If it is true, then we actually need to check and see if it's activated. So since, oh yeah, I'm sorry. So right here, we're actually going to want to make sure auto close activated. We're going to see if that is true or not. There's actually one more thing we're going to want to add just so we can make sure that the performance of this game is better. So let's move this over, drag all of this over as well, and do the same for these values. So let's move them over a tiny bit and make the initial check, the initial branch, if we actually are using auto close or not. Because if we're using auto close, then we want there to be, we want it to have a thing where, so if it's not using auto close, it immediately says, okay, we're not doing anything. But if we are, then it'll perform all the logic, just so we can make sure that it's more optimized of a system. So yeah, okay, so back to where we were. Right here, we want to see if the auto close activated is true or not, because what will happen is once this turns true, it'll always be true. So we need it to be false at a certain point. So when it's activated, the first thing we want to do is make it so the door state, we can actually go over, where is it? Right here, we can go to the closed state. We can copy this, paste this, and make sure that's true. And then we can move some things over because this is a lot of code. So let's move it over a little bit, move this over as well, and drag all of, let's see, let's drag all of this over for a second. And then we're gonna also have to drag some of this. Great. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, so now we want to make sure that we have the door state set as closed, and then to set the auto close activated to be false right afterwards. And we might need a little bit more room, so let's move it over just a tiny bit more. Great, so now we have the room that we need. And basically now, if you compile and save and then go into the game, if you, and one last thing, actually, let's move this down a tiny bit. So off of false, if we don't actually use auto close at all, we want to make sure that we can still interact with the door. So let's create a reroute node, and let's move it from the false all the way back right here. So let's create another reroute node into this door state sounds. So now, yeah, if there's door state sounds, if we're not auto closing, we're gonna go straight to the door state sounds instead. So let's go to compile and save. And now if we interact with the door, it'll open all the way. And then if we walk, we forgot to set the actual door to be using auto close. So now if we go into our thing, we want to make sure we check auto close. So that shows that it won't work if we don't check it, which is good because we want it to be on a per door basis. Also, one last thing we need to add. So it's actually possible right now if you go into the game and if you walk into the box and then walk out and face that direction, it will close. And that's a problem obviously because they didn't even touch the door. So what we need to do is we need to go into the blueprint again, and we want to go to the door states right here. So where we're handling the door. So let's move it over and up, and let's drag this out and move this up as well, just so it's symmetrical. We need to make a variable. So let's actually make a variable and let's call it door open question mark. It's going to be a Boolean variable, and we're going to make it false by default, and let's set it right here to be true on this state because that's the true state. It's opening by 15 degrees. It's a partially open state. Then after this, we're going to make it true again because this is the completely open state. And then we're going to make it false for both of these. Great, so now we have it set up like so. And the last thing we're gonna wanna do is go to our automatic door closing. And instead of it just being auto close, that's the reason why it's happening right now. It's just saying, okay, auto close is true, so we're just gonna do it. We need to then do an and bool to check and see. So here's what we'll do. We'll do an and bool, and we want to check and see if doors open and if auto close. And so now that will make it so I'll show you the exact same thing I did last time. So if we walk into that box and then walk out and still face this direction, it no longer closes like it did before. And it still works where if you walk through and then close, it will close. But if we go into it, open completely, and then leave, behind us, it's going to close. And so we have the sound as well. So we can do this. And if we even decide to go this way, it's going to stay open. This is how Resident Evil has its system, but if we go through, it's going to close. So that's how the system works with Resident Evil. So I just wanted to replicate that type of system. It is pretty realistic. I mean, in a horror sense, obviously, doors closing behind you are scary. It's not really realistic in real life, but it's a very cool system. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want more tutorials with maybe making this even more realistic with like keys, or I've seen some people in the Discord say having the hand up to the door and then like you can maybe push the door open, or having our hand on items like that. Any tutorials you guys want, I would really appreciate if you guys left them down below and let me know. But for now, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial.